Setting an accurate blade kerf in AlphaCam is important on our CNC saw and saw jets. This value will ultimately affect the overall size of our parts and also will affect the transition between the saw blade and another tool, such as a jet or router bit. To demonstrate this, I've made two different blade examples. One blade is 1 inch thick and the other blade is an 1/8 inch thick. For the first example, I'm going to choose the 1 inch thick blade as active when I create my first program. And we could first see this value being used when we choose Join Parts Common Line Cuts and have the blade kerf selected as the join selections. So my parts will have a 1 inch spacing when I align and join them. And when we choose to toolpath the parts, we'll see that the center of the saw blade is perfectly between the two parts and/or a 1/2 inch away from each edge. And if we ran this program at the machine with a 1 inch thick blade, the parts would come out to the correct size. And we can see the edge of the 1 inch thick blade is cutting exactly to the edge of the part, and also it's cutting exactly down the center line where we've used the center line cut. We'll also see that the secondary tool, in this case the water jet, aligns with the edge of the saw blade cut as well. So we can see a smooth transition between the saw blade and the water jet on our parts. In this next simulation example, we'll run the same program that used the 1 inch kerf blade, but we'll put an 1/8 inch kerf blade on at the machine. And we'll see that the edge of the blade does not go right up against the edge of the part this time. This is because we are following the 1 inch thick blade path with an 1/8 inch blade, so our parts will come out oversized. And when we cut with the second tool, in this case the water jet, we'll see the very bad transition between the two tools. The parts aren't even completely separated in this exaggerated example. Now we'll do it the opposite. In AlphaCam, we'll select an 1/8 inch blade, which we'll then use to create the program. And if we have an 1/8 inch blade at the machine, we'll see that again, our parts will be cut to the correct size, and then our blade transitions will be very minimal. And if we use this 1/8 inch blade program while running a 1 inch thick blade at the machine, our parts will be cut much smaller. As we can see, the edge of the blade cuts into the part. And we'll also see that our second tool, the water jet, does not align with the edge of the saw blade. Next, we'll show how to properly measure a blade kerf. We find that many of our customers measure the blade with the calipers. This is a great starting point, but does not measure the needed width of the cut. This can be accomplished by using the back side of the caliper. Place the tip of the caliper into the saw blade slot. Ensure that it isn't rotated to the left or the right, but remains perpendicular to the saw blade cut. Also, ensure that it's not tilted up or down, but the caliper remains parallel to the surface of the stone. And this value is the correct value to use for our saw blade kerf. Thank you for choosing Park Industries.